Having Spiritual Eyes to See by Sarah Freymuth. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. Have you ever looked a stranger in the eyes and had a sense that you've seen a bit of the supernatural in them? Maybe it was in passing conversation on the subway, or a grateful return of dollar bills that fell out of their wallet in front of you, or when you held a door open and caught a grateful smile. This passing moment of connection showed something sacred, if we pause to acknowledge it as such. Do we count our days as sacred and each conversation as intentional? These seemingly small interactions with another person may not actually be so small if we consider them through a wider lens. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. How can we become aware that the spiritual realm is all around us and that we don't simply inhabit the physical world, but a heavenly one? Sometimes, what we see and do are influenced by an outside force that is always pitting good and evil at odds with one another. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. When we walk with the Spirit, we look past the temporary desires of the flesh and long for the things of God. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. The Holy Spirit helps us see where we may have been making assumptions about a certain person or situation because we didn't have the ability to see through empathetic eyes. God is in everything, and He wants us to be aware of Him. I can drop off a meal to a friend who is going through a health struggle, but do I see what's below the surface in her smile? Can I recognize her hurt and offer her a prayer of encouragement along with a loaf of bread? What about when a family member has said something hurtful? Can we step back and ask ourselves what she might be going through in her own life that makes her lash out and choose forgiveness? When we understand there is more to this life than what meets the eye, we can confidently make the most of every opportunity we are given. Will we tune our ears to the sound of our Father whispering to us in every moment of the day? What does He want us to see during our time in the grocery store or in solving the conflict with our spouse? Aligning our perspective to see more of God and how He is at work in the world and in the everyday moments can help us better care for the world and those around us. We never know what the impact will be. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. With God, there is always more to see. Have you been aware that God is all around you? Have you been looking for Him in the people you meet? Ask God to open your eyes to see where He is around you and how you can show His love to someone today.